Is Morgan Nichole here? Morgan Nichole Smith?
Hi, hi, Angelica. Yes, I
Hello.
am.
Okay, I'm going to put you right through before we close out because I have a few parting words to say after you. Morgan Nicole Smith comes in right in time. And, there was another SOAR who's an insurance agent. Let me see somebody, wait, and make sure that everybody's muted. Somehow I'm hearing something. Is that you, Willie?
Maybe. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Okay, I think it was Willie. Okay, is you okay? Okay, yes, we have two insurance agents or underwriters who will be shared in the special room with their ads. However, Morgan Nicole Smith is here. She comes right in time because we've already talked about the horror stories, the Halloweens, the 24-hour, 365-day Halloweens that vendors suffers, not just the 31st of October. So Morgan is here to talk about her business. Morgan, Nichole Smith, and she's been in the industry for 17 years. She's with Tax Pro Virtual Business Solutions. And you have the floor, Morgan.
All right. Thank you so much, Angelica. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while we are wrapping up the end of the day, first, I want to say thank you so much for still being on after a very full day of content and information that has helped all of us with our businesses. I am going to share my screen. I have a few slides just to one, keep me on task, right? But so I'm gonna call. So now that we have heard all of the horror stories, we've heard different pieces about how to brand your business, how to stay authentic through social media. The name of my talk today is "So You Want to Be a Millionaire," and it's from, of course, the naliaZONE Vendor Summit 2023. So my name is Morgan Nichole Smith. I'm the owner of Tax Pro Virtual Business Solutions, and so just a little bit about me for those of you all who are not connected to me on social media. I am a native of Atlanta, Georgia. I live in Atlanta now. I've been in Atlanta for the past 13 years after coming back to Atlanta from leaving and living in the DC area. I am a wife and mother of four busy and active children. My youngest is in pre-K and my oldest is in 11th grade. I have two in the middle who are second grade and eighth grade. I am a 17-year veteran in the tax industry. Like I mentioned, the owner of Tax Pro Virtual Business Solutions, which is a full service tax and financial services agency. And my ultimate purpose and passion is helping people build wealth so that they can have more time and money through insurance, investments, and business ownership. So, how did I ultimately get here and get started? And what will I be talking with you all about today? Well, I am a Howard University alum. I am almost 20 years ago. I majored in international business and finance at Howard University. I am a Delta woman. I pledged Alpha Chapter Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated in the spring of 2004. And then while I was in undergrad, I actually worked 2 years for the federal government with a Department of Defense agency as a student. A lot of other things that you can see here that I did as a active leader in and on Howard's campus. So you see my graduation photo, you see, of course, the Delta picture here. So that's exactly how I got started, just being a straight leader, right? Because business owners are leaders. And so this is how it's going. 2006, I actually started working part-time at H&R Block, making $12 an hour. I was pregnant with my son graduating out of Howard and wasn't looking for a job. So I actually just jumped in there in the taxes with no prior experience. In 2011, 12 years ago, I started my business independently where I started my own firm, side hustling after my 9 to 5. This picture up here, I actually was working for Home Depot's corporate office during the day and moonlighting doing my own thing at night, right? And then 2012, I got married, but still hustling my own thing. And then 2014, I actually finished my MBA in supply chain. And then on the same day I finished my MBA, I actually lost my job then at Comcast and went into full-time entrepreneurship. And so where are we today? Well, 2020, I actually changed my business model where I went back to 100% virtual. This was right before the pandemic. So October 2019, I said, you know what? I'm going to start rebranding my business to the Virtual Tax Pros. Y'all, I'm going to be completely honest. I am a Christian entrepreneur. I love God and God loves me. So I'm going to tell you that in October of 2019, I got this unction to change my branding to the Virtual Tax Pros. I did not understand why, but I just did. I was just obedient to it. And so got everything in line where I had a virtual business, which I had done in the past, but I had to do some more things with automation and stuff like that, right? So of course, we all realize March of 2020, everybody does what, shuts down, and we're at home. So we didn't have a lot of transition because we were already doing everything 100% virtually. In 2021, I became a licensed investment specialist. In 2023, which is this year, I have a staff of 8 tax professionals. This actual 7 licensed agents has to change to 11 licensed agents. I've gotten about 4 licenses added in the last 60 days. And then we have helped over thousands of clients over the years. We're in the area of taxes, small business accounting, as well as insurance, right? And so our ultimate goals for this year are to cross over our first $300,000 a year, expand to 100 licensed professionals, which those numbers, are going to have to change, but it's still a goal. God is able to do whatever. And then also help to put $1 million of investments into our community. So now we're talking about insurance, right? So yes, I am an insurance agent. I am a licensed insurance agent. And so the question is, what exactly is insurance? Well, insurance, this is not a Webster's definition. This is just a layman's definition, right? You had to ask me, Morgan, what is insurance? Well, insurance is the protection of proposed risk exposure of a business or a person. But I'm going to use it for business because that is what we are talking about today. We're talking about business insurance and how it will benefit you as a business owner / vendor or, propose or someone who is aspiring business owner, right? So insurance is that protection of your proposed risk exposure. As a business owner, you open yourself up to risk every day. Risk is exactly what I'm trying to say, how do I define something without using the word risk, right? We all know what risk is, right? So when you're actually doing something, you put yourself out there to have a negative experience. And we've talked about a lot of those today, which can ultimately cost you hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. And so I'm just really briefly going to talk about 3 different types of business insurances that can protect you and your business. Because why do we become business owners? Some people become business owners because they did what? They started part-time as a side hustle. They were looking for a way to bring additional income that was going to be different from their 9 to 5, that was going to give them another level of freedom, that was going to allow them to be able to close some gaps in income that they needed for their household, right? That's why some people start business. Other people start businesses because they say, you know what? I know that I'm not going to be able to leave the type of legacy I want to leave to my family from my cubicle, from my 9 to 5. So they say, I'm going to start a business because entrepreneurship is a surefire way to build wealth and leave it a legacy to your family. So whether you are the side hustler or you are this is going to be a long-term plan for my family, the gaps in the middle, regardless of where you are, you have to protect what you are building. None of us are building something for it to fall to the ground, right? So we want to make sure that you are protected on all fronts. So why do you need business insurance? Business insurance is one of the single most important aspects of building a successful business, but it's also one of the single most things that is forgotten about. Right? Most people are, when they think about, oh, I'm starting a business, they think about, oh, how is it going to be formed? Am I going to do an LLC or a corporation? What is my money? What is my automation? What is the social media? What is the marketing? What is the branding? But many times people forget about protecting what you are building. And so that's why I want to talk to you about these 3 keys right here. So there are 3 types of insurances, right? There are multiple, but I want to talk about these 3, right? So the first one being general liability insurance. Well, what is GL insurance when it comes into a small business, right? So general liability insurance is that insurance that is going to cover the day-to-day basic operations of your business. So you think about going to vendor fairs. You think about anything that you were doing, whether it's if you have a brick and mortar store, someone that comes inside of your establishment, they slip and fall. And, now you have GL insurance that is protecting them as well as you, because it's not just about a payout. It's about how can you keep the cash that you are making. I'm all about keeping the cash. You make the money to keep the money. It's not about how much you make, but it's about how much you keep. right? And so when you have insurance, it safeguards you as well as your pockets because you have an insurance policy that has limits that will pay out on each and every claim as long as it is in force, right? Then you also have errors and omissions insurance. Well, a lot of times people don't really understand what errors are. E&O. That's the abbreviation. E&O is a lot for service related and advisory companies. So for me, I'm in a service related industry that gives people information. I actually handle sensitive information when it comes to taxes, insurance, things of that nature, right? Your financials, right? So if I forget to give somebody some information, it doesn't necessarily have to be it was an intentional omission, but somebody forgetting something can be omitting something. Everybody on here has had your taxes prepared. Guess what? If somebody forgets to your tax professional forgets to submit a document for your business on your taxes and you get audited, well, guess what? That audit could end up costing you as the client money, but then should you pay for that or then do you come back to the professional? Well, both. So that E&O insurance will protect the business owner for what you made an error on or omitted, right? But then this last one, key person insurance. If you have ever heard of key person insurance, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. I'm gonna try to look at the chat so I don't forget, because most people have heard of GL insurance or errors and omissions insurance. But if you have heard of key person insurance, put a 1 in the chat. I know we have about 31 people on. So far I only see one person out of the 30 people who are on the call have heard of key person insurance. And I'm not surprised because most people, okay, we got a couple ones coming through. So most people have either heard the term, don't know what it is, or have never heard the term, right? But as a business owner, if you are building a business to provide wealth to your family, then guess what? Key person insurance is one of the surefire ways to continue the legacy should something untimely happen to you, right? So key person insurance is actually the security of main income generator. I'm going to say this is life insurance or income protection. You are the owner. This business, you are the face, you are the voice, you are the everything, right? But God forbid, as you are still on your journey of building and working and hustling and, everything of building this business, this baby, to where it is to be so that you can properly move to the side and pass it on to your children or grandchildren or whoever it is that you decide you want to give it to, or even if you want to position it to sell the business, right? Well, God forbid something untimely happens to you. Well, now all of the hard work that you are doing, has the business gotten to a point where it is running on autopilot? If the answer is no, then key person insurance is most likely something that you should want to have in place, right? And why is that? Because a key person policy will then, God forbid, you pass away untimely. Now, this key person policy, the business is the beneficiary, and regardless of whatever the amount is of the policy that you have, the business would then be the benefactor or the beneficiary of whatever the amount is of that policy. So, example, you have a $300,000 key person policy, right? Years go by, you're still working your business, and then God forbid something happens to you untimely. The business is the beneficiary. Well, now the business is going to get a $300,000 check into the business, right? So that's $300,000 that is now going to go directly cut to your business, which will then now replace the financial loss of gain that you would have been working for. But the business still has resources to continue to float while the next leadership or whatever your succession plan is actually moving forward. Okay. So these are 3 types of business insurances. But I say this to say is that if you have children, grandchildren, or whatever your succession plan is, or why you ever decided to join or start a business, definitely make sure that you have these things to protect all sides of your business, because at the end of the day, you did not build a business for it to break down. And so that was very high level. hopefully you'll be able to think about a lot of the things that from the stories that were told earlier today, about horror stories from convention to everything else, right? But vending and just where you are in business, and think about the things that you need to have in place, haven't had in place, haven't even had those conversations. Let me see. Yep. And so I'm pretty much done. It was a really, really quick talk. I know it's been a very long day. If you do have any questions, you can find me on social media on Instagram as well as TikTok at this. I am Morgan Nichole. But then also, I do have a freebie for everyone. The biggest thing is about building wealth. And so, what I am planning to do, or what I'm offering to everyone who has stayed until the end, is a free financial needs analysis, which will be for you personally as well as for your business, right? And so you can reach out to me directly. I'll put my information in the chat, my phone number, email address, as well as social media handles. And we can schedule a free one-on-one consultation where you can get this free F&A, which is typically about, if you were to go to any other financial firm, they'll be about $2,500. But I give this value because I want to actually see everybody win. So with that being said, if anybody has any questions, definitely raise your hand or drop them in the chat, and I'll be able to hang around to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you so much. And that was Morgan Nichole Smith. And Morgan Nichole Smith is from TextPro, Virtual Business Solutions. Great presentation. Do we have any questions while she stops her screen? And I think I'll be able to see hands, I think so. So go ahead and stop your screen. Do we have any? Well, Morgan, make sure you also drop your link and your information in the chat, and that also will be shared in a special spot that will be created for the vendors after the summit, even after it. What I would like to do is share the screen to close out, because there are some things. First of all, let's do this. Let's thank all of our presenters for today. Let's give them a round of applause. The only one that you don't see is Morgan's on there, but we have her in the and more part. Thank you again, Morgan, for presenting. So let's give a big round of applause and thank yous in the chat to all of our presenters today. Let me see, there is something else I would like to show you, and that's if I can get to it. Hold on. There's this one, and I hope it shows up. Keyword mapping is a great term that I want you all to know about. But I'll be putting this document about keyword mapping in the special group, with which I send a link to you about. And let me see if I can find out. Nope, that's another summit. I guess is not here what I wanted to share with you, but that's okay. This document about keyword mapping will be, sent to you. It has a downloadable as well. I don't want to go to that yet. For those of you who would like to know what naliaZONE was about, or what it's about, I did open this up at the beginning, but I wanted you all, and I'm not going to read through all of it, but 1 through 6 talks about the purpose and mission of naliaZONE. And this is the pledge a lot of the naliaZONE membership takes when they come into the naliaZONE group, especially also into the creamery. But we are a collective community of Divine Nine members who believe in the mission and advocate for supporting our licensed vendors. We are looking at the mission and the objectives of all of our D9 organizations. We educate our community or our public to the importance of looking at their organization's website that shows who the licensed vendors are. We want to only feature licensed vendors known for their professionalism, their partnerships, innovative spirit, and self-accountability. We strongly encourage all D9 members to support their licensed vendors. You don't even have to be in naliaZONE to support your licensed vendor, as long as you support a licensed vendor. Look at your list that's actually posted on your organization's site. And naliaZONE's motto: if it isn't licensed, it ain't legit. That's right. That's why we have to put it that way. We have to put it that way, like the NFL does, like the NBA does, like the Baseball Association does. When it comes to their licensed goods, it's not legit if you're buying it off the street. It's not legit if you're buying it without that seal. And we have to take that same notion with our brands, whether we're AKAs or Deltas or Sigmas or Omegas or Iotas or the Zetas, Sigma Gamma Rhos, Kappas, AKA and A5A. If I miss somebody, I'm sorry. But we have to take that stance that if it is not licensed, it is not legit. And we have to drive that home. We have to protect our brand. And that is what naliaZONE is all about. Do we have any questions before I go on? I know that we had one thing on the agenda about tips on how to get approval for sales in schools. We will put those tips in that special group because I know a lot of us got places to go. I have a boat ride today for Delta, and I have to paint my toenails. But anyway, I would like to before we close, now I'm going to stop the screen for a second. Are there any comments? There's a poll that I needed to send to you. That poll, this is a mistake I made. Anytime you are doing an event like this and you have a poll, it needs to be presented at the end to collect information and insights. Well, my poll is not ready. That's a big mistake. Do not follow my lead on sending a poll after the summit, but I will have to. The poll will be no more than 3 to 4 questions. Okay, just a 3 to 4 question poll. I'll be emailing it, inboxing it, or either putting it in our poll itself. Okay. Thank you, Deborah Harris. She says, what a great day with a wealth of information. And she says, thank you, Angelica, Joe, and naliaZONE. This has been great. That's by JM Stamps. Thank you so much. Anybody would like to say anything before I close out? You're welcome. Thank you. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen, and so we can close out because I would like to go well, it says that I'm going one place, but I know I'm going another. But anyway, I would like to close out with our parting notes. And this is the recap of the summit. Remember to complete the poll when it does come to you. It's no more than 3 or 4 questions. Look out for more specialized workshops for business development throughout the year, sponsored by naliaZONE. And if you wish to participate in naliaPalooza, which is scheduled for September 15th and 16th, email me. This will be in the follow-up email as well as the group. You can email me at naliaZONE for bglo@gmail.com, or you can inbox me at Angelica Joe on Facebook, but do that before September 9th if you want to be a part of naliaPalooza. naliaPalooza will be open to vendors who are not a part of naliaZONE. There will be a cost, but it's a nominal cost if they want to participate and all. So there will be a cost for non-members of naliaZONE. And it's a 48-hour pop-up of showcasing our goods, what we have to offer from our stores. If you wish to participate in the Collegiate Rewards Card Program, please email me at naliaZONE for bglo@gmail.com, or you can call me at the number that you see, 907-312-3242. If you need to make a screenshot of this right now, you can. If you would like to be featured in the test ads, because there will be some test ads that I will do for Tubi and Hulu. It will not be showcasing. It's not about the products or the organizations you sell for. We want to embrace the persona of your company and the personas that your company can attain. So we're looking at your company branding. If you would like to be a part of the Tubi and Hulu test ads, we're going to see how that works. The free resource group to download any freebies, which is that special spot I've been talking about, will contain the freebie downloads from our presenters. It will have extra resources and tools in there for you to grow your business. It will be a continual ongoing. You don't have to pay for it. It's a free room. It's going to be called naliaZONE Vendor Connect. And I'll be emailing you the link to that or either putting that in the poll. So that group, the link will be emailed or it will be in the poll. But please be on the lookout for it. And some services and tools will be free. However, some will have a fee. Some of our presenters own companies that can help you attain that digital marketing that you need to have done, understanding what KPIs are, algorithms, concept mapping or the key mapping for your business. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Oh, I'll give you time. I'm going to count to 5 for any of you to screenshot this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Again, I thank all of you for participating in the inaugural naliaZONE Vendor Summit 2023. The next one will not be scheduled until September of 2024, so be on the lookout for it, and we hope to have even more vendors who were not here for this one to be in participation of the next one. And before we close out, if we have any comments, questions, whatever it may be, feel free to raise your hand now. Some of us are getting ready to do that part. I have to get ready for a party no matter what. Thank you to our presenters. Thank you to, oh, we have a hand. Yes, we have a hand. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
I just want to say congratulations for the summit. Angelica, you did an outstanding job. I'll take your bow right now. And thank you for bringing us together.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the information. I will, because we had some glitches, I will put together this to be replayed later. Please expect it. I was hoping to have it by tomorrow night. I think it might not be ready until Monday, but we'll be able to replay this because some of us, we need to we want to revisit some of the presentations, and there will be some extras in there as well. Be on the lookout for the poll. But thank you so much, Colleen. Thank you so much to all of our presenters and all of you. Have a great, great rest of the weekend. And the naliaZONE Vendor Summit 2023 is officially over. See you in September of 2024, but be mindful. Holiday lookbook is coming up. The homecomings are coming up. Intake season is coming up, so you're going to see a lot of stuff pop up. And also, naliaPalooza is coming up. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.